what's up? What's up, good people? Hope you're all doing well. Manze, this is 𝐸𝐲𝐲𝐻 once again in it. Welcome to the Convo Space. Thank you for the love, the support, Ni heartfelt. Anyways, it's been a minute and niko excited. So kama wewe ni mgeni hapa, we have an interesting conversation for you, which is a reason for you to subscribe. Finya hiyo button ama ni kengele. Subscribe, join the big family. Let's get to learn and grow together, because why not? That's basically it, right? Yeah. Anyways, thank you. With me today I have amazing people, amazing beautiful ladies mwenye mmewaona probably, but just for the person mwenye ni mgeni hapa. Guys, karibuni.
Asante.
Yeah, smiles. Hermes. I'm excited to have you on set. And just for the person mwenye ni mgeni, hiyo mwenye wametujoin. Who are you?
Hi guys, my name is Triza Kawera. I'm a royalty. My friends call me T.
My friends call me T. Chai.
Yeah. I have T Chai.
Yes.
Hello guys, my name is 𝐷𝐧𝐿𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐉.
Call me Mwesh.
Yeah.
Hi guys, I'm 𝐸𝐲𝐲𝐻. My friends call me
Chichi.
Anyways, karibuni kwa set. Mnaka amazing, mna glow.
Thank you. You look cutesy as well.
I look very demure.
Yeah.
Guys, you see I've done my hair? Very mindful. Very thoughtful.
Very cutesy.
Very cutesy.
Yes.
I'm not like other girls. They just shave. Mine is very thoughtful.
Yes.
Oh my god.
My eyes, it trends.
She looks sophisticated.
Sophie, what?
Classy.
Hey!
Yes. Yes.
Mwalimu wa English, nirudie school fees.
Hapa ni wapi?
But anyway, niko excited. We are going to talk on an exciting topic on transitions. I know at a certain point in your life you've undergone a transition, and we all know at this age yetuko. In fact, one of us just turned some more years. Aliongezea mwaka. So at this age that we are in, we are undergoing a lot of transitions, and there is a lot of fear and anxieties in accompanying transitions.
Yeah.
So we want to learn from your stories and from how you've handled transitions, how we are going to handle the next transitions, because I've realized in life we focus so much on place tunataka kukua, where we want to be, that we forget we've actually come from somewhere. Sindio? So this is a reflecting space today. Looking back. TBT. Throwback Thursday. Oh. Anyways, you guys, you get me right. Yeah, so that's basically it. Sindio?
Yeah.
So just starting us off, ningetaka kujua the most key transitions may happen in your life that were so memorable and so impactful to you. So I think nitaanza na wewe.
Hey. Okay, I have had very many transitions. Some of the major ones were transitioning from a day school. Actually, it was a public day school to a private boarding school.
Money.
Yeah, there is that. The next one was from primary school to to high school, and then from high school to campus. So that one, I didn't have tension. I was so relaxed. I was not worried. And then there is a major transition. You were transition from campus. No, from campus to out here. That transition, it was a major transition. A huge nipeni a strong word.
Kizungu guy.
Yeah, it was a tremendous transition. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. For you?
Well, zake ni mingi.
I feel like they are so relatable. We are all crossing those parts.
Yeah, I think I would my transition basically to ni zake. Yeah, but my major transition, I guess it was after campus.
After campus?
Yes.
Wow. How many transitions is after breakups?
Oh my god. Transitions from relationships.
From relationship to being single. From hey, good morning, how you doing, babe? To no text.
You must be a deep thinker. Yeah, you must be a deep thinker because I never took that.
Talking about it. Oh my god. We are not talking about that.
No, from hey babe to no text, no calls, no nothing.
Just being
single life.
Oh my god.
I feel like that's also a transition. Anyway.
Yeah, it is.
Transition.
Yeah. I think I also have had major transitions, but basically key ones ni I'll say life transition to a new phase of life, and also now the after, not even after campus. Apparently for me the after campus transition wasn't so much impactful. I'll tell you why as you're talking about it. Yes, I'll tell you why. But it wasn't as much as the transition that happened before the, while I was still in campus. So
when you're in campus.
Yeah.
Also you had transitions when still in campus.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yes. So just getting into it, now I just want us to share these stories of how it happened and what you learned from it, and now based on our stories we'll be able to now tell us how we ought to handle the transitions. Umeget hiyo kizungu imekuwa mingi. How we ought now to handle such transitions and the kind of mindset you're getting into as you're transiting. So let me now start with you. In your transition, in your major transition, what was the most frightening thing about it?
Okay, the major
frightening thing about that transition,
I guess it was just how to navigate everything by myself. When you're in campus, one thing people like your parents are always looking after you.
Yeah.
But now, like one major hit, let me tell you, when I was in campus, I would receive more calls from my dad. Right now, we could even stay like even 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
That is something that I didn't expect. I thought even after campus, he would call me as often as he would call me when I was in campus. But at least my mom has tried to keep the consistency. But now and then another thing that really hit me hard that I'm still learning, you can't keep calling home to ask for money. Like ukisota, like now it has really it has taught me how to handle my finances. Like I know I have to pay rent, I know I have to pay for water, for electricity, to buy food. But when I was in campus, I used to be a very careless money.
You just spend.
Yeah, I just spend. If I want something, I just spend. I just buy whatever I want. Yeah. So I think that is something that is really hitting. I'm still learning in this transition. Yeah, because it's something I didn't anticipate for. Yeah.
So what was the feelings behind that? Like, were you so afraid that nitashindwa kujilipia bills? Ama what was the...
Yes, I was afraid to some point because like it's not like I got out from campus like I finished campus and then I automatically got a job. No, it didn't happen like that. Like for some for other people. So but the fortunate thing, I had something that was running when I was still in campus. I was doing something that when I was in campus. So when it came to my when basing on finances, it was not that difficult. But now I didn't anticipate for low seasons how I would now when it comes to low season how I would manage. So you see, that's like sometimes it keeps you thinking nita survive bado. So sometimes you are caught up with so many thoughts. You are always like lakini goal ni kutorudi nyumbani. I remember I was talking to a friend ananiambia wafanya kila kitu lakini usirudi shago. So that was like being afraid that I would not be in a position to pay my bills, my rent, but so far so good. I'm trying.
Ni God. Small girl, big God.
Small girl, big
Yeah, so there is that fear of not being in a position to pay for things that you want, and also to grow, because it's every human being, there's nobody who wants to remain at the same position. We all want to grow.
Yeah.
So you see, you want to make big steps, but sometimes there's a model ya Kaizen inasemanga, sometimes you have to go with small steps. Usitake the big steps without doing the 1% incremental percentage zinaendelea yeah. Yeah, so there's the fear of not being in a position to pay my bills, the fear of not achieving my goals at the right time. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. That's some good fears there. So to you,
what are you talking about?
Umebaki incremental. What was frightening in your transitions? What made them so fearful to you?
Okay, first off, nitaanza na niliongelea transitioning from day school to boarding school.
Yeah.
So I joined boarding school in class 4. I was a small kagala, a small child.
You're big now. Okay. Yes.
At least I'm not that small. Anakasi mwili basi miaka. I was a young girl. So there is this whole life of transitioning from a day scholar to a boarding school. Now there is this you don't have your mother in boarding school. The schedules have changed. You have to do your laundry. You have to make your bed. You have to keep time. Like kila kitu it happened so fast because home umezoea. Maybe utakula anytime yenye unataka, but for boarding school kuna hiyo schedule and you have to be here at this particular time. So for me it was a very huge transition because now something yenye pia ilikuwa inanifrighten ni kulala kitanda ya juu. Nebudeka sasa kulala first of unalala peke yako kwa bed, then umepata kitanda ya juu sasa mimi sijailala kwa bed ya juu, and then nilikuwa nalala juu. Sitaki kusema hizo. Sitaki kusema nishayanguka kwa kitanda.
Hujasema.
Mimi sijasema nishayanguka kitanda, but I was small girl. So your transition, nilikuwa afraid at first, but si sana because my siblings were in the same school. Another thing that encouraged me, nilikuwa naona it was a privilege to be in a boarding school at that time. So I was excited to join, but kuna hiyo aspect ya homesick, you're missing your mother when you katoka dogo. Una eye towards visiting days, closing days, ufike home. Yeah, that is that. Let me explain it.
Wow, to make it.
I think everyone had such a challenge when
it was a very, very huge transition from being a day scholar to boarding. Now at some point kitu naweza sema ilinifunza ni kukuwa responsible at a very young age, because sasa uko class 4 you have to wash your clothes, you have to make your bed, so unajua you have to clean your things, ukuwe na pia arrange your box ama your suitcase inakuwa organized. Nililearn kukuwa organized at a very young age, kukuwa responsible, kukuwa clean. Yeah, because sasa mnaambiwa lazima mtoe beddings zipigwe na upepo, mnatoa on weekends, and then mnapewa duties za kufanya, maybe wewe una clean the dorms, maybe the classes. So unaona kuna hiyo aspect, you are responsible, you have to handle your spaces, you clean, you make your bed, you clean your two dishes, you organize your locker, you organize your box. So I think ilinifunza kuwa responsible at a very young age.
Wow, and I think that builds confidence in someone. Sasa ukisha transit at a younger age, it makes it easy for you. Just I'm assuming in you going to boarding school, to board in high school, it was not that.
It was so easy.
It was not a big deal.
It was not a big deal.
Life in the park. Well, I think I also underwent such a transition. Nikiwa bado Raima, niliboard, and for me, I also think it was just an exciting period of my life. I didn't even think it was a transition I was undergoing. Nilikuwa nahepa kazi home, so I was excited. I'm actually going to boarding school, so watakuwa naniona 2 holidays and that just siende kwa nyumba. No, sijalima guys. And that was just it. So I feel like, but I also think now I also learned, because it made my high school days so easy. And as much as I was tiny, I knew how to survive on my own. I wasn't relying on my mom. I feel like it also gave security to my mom. And as much as I'm joining boarding school, ako ile point, sasa ile time mkiwa imako like, guys, utakuna jifanyia vitu aje? Oh my God. And they're so concerned, they keep calling, they'll do what. But the moment I was in high school, oh my God, hey, I think they were so comfortable already. They were like, she'll manage, she's okay, she's all right. Okay, all right. So what's the other transition? You mentioned something about now you transiting to high school and now after campus. Talk about it. It's a safe space, guys.
Let me talk about campus. It was easy and fun at the same time, because when we talk high school, there were rules. Though our school haikuwa na rules. Hatukuwa na rules high school. Sitaki kuwatagia our high school, but we didn't have like rules.
Wajakulipa marketing.
Wajanilipa marketing. It was a private school, so there were very many rules. So my transition from high school to campus, it was a smooth one, because umezoea campus high school hujakaziwa life. So transitioning through campus, it was easy because hakuna rules pia. Umezoea wewe unaendanga class, hakuna morning prep, so na campus pia kuna morning prep, so it was smooth. And kitu tu yenye ilikuwa a challenge ya campus, kulikuwa na challenge kweli.
How did you manage that freedom?
Staying alone in campus, like hiyo umeenda kujikalisha. You don't have your mom, so you don't. Okay, I had friends. I made friends. Jelly's hi.
She's so social.
I met my primary school friend. In Big Up, and I told Jelly's. He really took care of me in campus. My first days in campus.
It was a he or a she?
He. And I told Jelly's. I don't know if you know him. He really walked me through my first days in campus, so it was easy kunionyesha our classes, like kila sikuwa the orientation, so it really made my stay in campus hizo siku za kwanza, it was so easy, it was so smooth. The only challenge was kujipikia. I think gas yangu haikuwa inaisha. Gas haikuwa inaisha because I was not cooking. I didn't have challenges in campus.
I love that testimony. I love it. I love it. You know, I love it. And it was wet sour. Before I share my part of the story, the transiting. No, before that, nataka kumalizana na nyinyi. So what did you learn? Like, what would you say you learned after? Because that's something you already crossed over. Okay, currently I know I'm still maneuvering, still navigating how to pay bills and all that. Yeah. But how would you say you got over that? How did you got over the fear and anxiety of transiting? I mean, we just transited.
Ni God.
Ni God.
Yeah. There those times like, okay, when you put it like that, it'll make people think like I'm already now stable, like I'm in a good position. I'm still navigating everything by the help of God. You have asked me how?
What was the question? Umenipoteza pia. Oh, the question is how did you navigate that? Is in when you sasa now you had the whole fear of transiting and all that. So how did you just transit na trust it a flow, ama you learned how to manage that and convince yourself to step out? Because you have people that hiyo fear ya kutoka msia anamwacha tu nikaikae na mzazi until lete mjob itajipa vizuri ndo nita move out.
Okay, if I would advise somebody, if you don't have anything that is going on, or like your parents are comfortable for you to stay around when you're doing something, just stay at home. Just stay, is it stay at home and must stay home, whichever. Yeah, but the beauty about getting out from home and not going back home after campus is the fact that you're going to grow. Sometimes it's going to be so hard. It's going to be very hard because sometimes you're thinking like, Santa fanya aje, how am I going to survive? But fortunately for me, to answer her question, I had friends who are surrounding me even currently. So at least tunapeana nguvu to even when things get so tough, you're like, baby, I saw this person do it, so why can't I do it also? My parents are also there. They wananipush, wananipea kila akiamka asubuhi ananipea to hope. So utapata kazi, utapata like things will be okay, because sometimes you don't know whether you are supposed to thrive in business, whether it's career, whether it's content creation. You don't know. You are just trying to navigate. Yeah, and also God. Hey God, God has really been there for me. Like I've really been praying for God to give me stability in so many things, and even peace of mind when I'm doing things, because trust me, hata church sikuwa najua nafaa kwenda gari. I used to juggle between two churches. Nikienda moja hii naenda ingine, inaenda hii ingine hivyo. So I didn't have like that certainty of what I'm supposed to do. So I used to just be there. But once you pray to God, trust me, and tell God, please God, guide me, walk with me through this journey. I know it's not easy, and there's nowhere that he said it's going to be easy, but he said he's going to walk with you that journey. So I've really relied on God. And also like ninaangalia, you know, there are people who inspire you. So unawaangalia, so unaamka unasema mtu Kanjugu shall make it, kwani mimi ni nani nisimake it? Unaangalia some people and then you say, Adimi, my starting it was not that bad, but when you see where they are at the moment, and they are also talking about their challenges, so you know like life, it's not that easy. You have to sometimes hit rock bottom, unapanda, inakushake kidogo, you feel like you're not even moving. You know, that's how life is. And so I would say God has really been there for me. You, my friends, have been there. You see there, I'm surrounded by beautiful friends. Yeah, they have been there, and seeking advice from my parents, who also sometimes they don't know what to advise me. Yes, basically that is it. I can't say much. And also watching people who have transitioned before, and really learning from them what they have done. They tell you it's not easy. Kama ni kitu kama job, they're telling you continue applying, it will get to the point utapata. Kama ni hizo bills, sometimes yes utakuwa broke, but God will still provide, and things will be okay as long as you have the goals. You have your goals, what you want to achieve. Just work on them small, and you'll get there. See, don't focus on the bigger output or outcome, and then you forget the small steps.
So I'm loving what you've pointed out, and I think those are some of the things we learn even as we are transiting. And hey, I think now in a pressure to someone that probably doesn't have that kind of support. So the support from family, the support from friends, and you're just all alone. I think what tunaambiwanga kudanga manual. There's no way naweza kuambia you handle this. That was my experience, but now from my experience, learn how you can manage yours, because imagine kama mse hana parents, hana different friends, and you're just trying to navigate these whole transitions and all that. So I think I'm learning a thing or two from whatever mna point out. And one thing imeniimpress me, God, at least kama una mtu, hauna marafiki, kuwa na Mungu. At least for that one, what una God. At least sometimes it feels, I think there is a friend of ours alikuwa anatuambianga, okay, so for him he doesn't believe in this whole Bible thing. So for him, he says it's just okay that at least you people have a hope to hold on to. I was like, no, that is just okay. At least you have something to hope on. Denying someone to believe in God is denying them hope. So I just give them hope. But anyway, guys, just kuwa na God, it works, you know.
And this thing about it's real.
Ni kweli.
Yeah, it's real.
It's only that we cannot defend it to you. We just have to experience it for you. Yeah. So for you, there's one transition ume avoid kutuambia. Why? Mbona? Why? We have a story. You don't have to give us the whole details of it all.
I just
you're just navigating now that transition.
We are all navigating. So you can also share yours, like how it has been so far, because
how overwhelming is it?
But it is very overwhelming at times. Yeah.
It's not overwhelming.
Not overwhelming to you.
It's my story. Is it your story? Is it your story?
Oh, okay.
Is it yours?
Please tell us. Okay.
Okay, I don't know how to put it. Director cut.
Nikumoto manzi.
I'll address it in our next conversation. I have gathered words and reflected and emotions. I don't want to cry, guys. I don't want to cry. Allow me not to talk about it.
Okay, we spare her that for today.
But the truth is, it is very confusing, and you just have to pray to God. Yeah, to pray to God to get you out from that confusion. Yeah.
So I think it's been an amazing conversation. So just to wrap it up, before when you attack, you said you'll tell us. So just to wrap it up, I think I'll just mention a few things. Probably some other time, nitakaa chini niwape the details, guys. But I think for me, what I mentioned that I didn't struggle so much transitioning from campus to
now this
outside.
real life, to this outside life.
Yeah, and the reason is I experienced a transition nikiwa still in campus. So what happened, nitawapea story some other day, guys, but what basically happened is I was, of course, kama sisi wote, as most of us, we rely on parents for support, school fees, and whatever there is to offer. And I feel like to some point, if you're so much used to that kind of life, you don't understand that the msiani is a luck. Because you don't know how would you even penye pesa inatokanga na hiyo story yote. So for me, that happened nikiwa bado campus. That I don't know, just something happened. That's what thing, but just something happened that I stopped receiving financial support from my parents. And to me, that was a very huge transition. To tell me how in between my campus.
You're telling me to pay my school fees.
Yes, tell me how. In between my campus, you want me natoa pikazi, guys. And I feel like it took a lot. It took a lot of my peace, a lot. Story for another day. But saying how I handled it was just like any other transition. It was quite frightening. It was scary. It was, and of course I just don't know why the human mind in a trend to find comfort zone. So kutakuwa na the thoughts of maybe just quit. Unaweza at least ukiquit utakuwa na the burden ya school fees. So just quit.
But after quitting,
what next? It's the same comfort zone unajipeanga after shule. Just go back home, relax, figure things out. But then because at the end of the day, you need to know how to handle life. Your parents will not always be there. Your siblings are growing. Kama mna financial generational wealth,
you now have to start building your own generational wealth.
The last generation where inaanzanga kubuildiwa 30.
And some people are so lucky because them after campus washapangiwa kila kitu. Mtu anajua I'm going to work to my dad's company, my mom's company. I'm going to move to a different country.
No wonder tunawaambia stories ni different, guys. Naona tunawaambia these stories are so different, and actually nataka kusikia zenu. But just I think it's the whole aspect of living you as you, being the sole, the reference of your story. So long as you're doing something, it's okay. So where was I?
You are telling us now.
So that happened. So I had to battle. between my campus. So that happened, and I had to battle in between, convincing my mind to just align to, by the way, we are now quitting, we are keeping in it and all that. But I think what I learned in that transition was just the aspect of letting go things. Sisemi trusting the process, trusting God. Process inaweza
Letting God.
Walai, I think process yenyewe haijijui. Oh, na trust why? Just trusting God. And I remember something I learned that period that was so essential in my journey that time was my spiritual dad. I love you, Dad. My spiritual dad told me, he asked me, actually, he didn't tell me, he asked me a question. Aliniuliza, so nikuulize, hii time yote umekuwa shule. But that was basically what he said. Hii time yote I don't know whether he remembers. Hii time yote umekuwa shule. Nani amekuwa akikulipia school fees? Nikasema wazazi. Kaniambia, and it got me thinking. But then nilipia school fees. What do you think, guys? Ni mngemjibu nini? Si ni wazazi.
Pia mimi ningesema ni mzazi.
But you know what he asked me? Niambia every time then nakutumianga hiyo pesa nakwambianga nini? Ama ukimutisha kwambie hana nakwambianga nini? Sema hebu tuone kama tutapata. Hebu Mungu ata-provide. Hebu God will provide. Hebu let's see what God will do and all that. And every time amelipa ni hebu thank to God tumepata hiyo school fees. And he was like, who is the sole provider of your school fees? So like, oh, it's God.
Wisdom detected.
I was like, yo, yeah, it's God. And it gave me the confidence of not relying on men. Just knowing that if at all it's God, then he can use whatsoever means there is. And let me tell you guys, the kind of means he used, story for another day. Story for another day. But at the end of that transition period, I was like, it's never that easy, but it's never that hard if you have God. Because at the end of the day, my school fees was paid, my rent was paid, I ate, I dressed, I actually loaned my friends.
Yes, she used to loan us.
Loaned my friends. And now it made it even so easy for me because unaona sana nimefunzwa not trusting in men nikiwa campus. So even as I was stepping out of campus, my confidence was, you know what? There is God. I don't know how, but I just know nikitoka hapo nje whatever ninaenda kumit, the person that has been doing all these things nikiwa campus, he just flow. And that's just it. Hata saizi, I think that's just the mindset I have. Ile whatever transition, it might be scary, it's always scary, but the whole aspect of
God will provide.
God ako.
So are there times, okay, let me now ask you this question. Are there times you also doubt that whatever he told you, that statement, unajua mtu anaweza kuambia things will be fine, things unajua, like if you come and tell me your story and tell you that things will be. I remember when was once heartbroken, nilikuwa ananiambia things will be okay. Nashinda ananiambia when, but looking at it right now, at that time I used to doubt that statement, things will be fine. So did you doubt that statement to some point?
Now this is the part I don't like about this conversation space. Questions just come back to me. But yeah, I did. I did. In fact, at that your time akiniambia, hey, if only you had seen me. I'm like, you know, where unipati, how we understand. And I think that's one thing that happens to most of us when you're at a very bitter position, because you tend to think that ni wase hawaku understand, but in real sense they're actually trying to help you see things clearly, like usiji whatever. So yes, I doubted it. And I didn't nikiwapea testimony. It wasn't a testimony then, because I was like, I expected you to tell me things like, we will look for finances. Let me pay your school fees. Exactly. Yeah. So the kind of answer nilikuwa nina-expect. Ama by the way, just quit, relax, tutafute job for like an year, and then we just resume and life will flow easily. And then this person is telling me it's God that provides. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but how?
How? Yeah.
And when? And let me tell you a funny story. In that period, there was a period in just that period that we were almost doing our exams. So now that we coincidentally were in the same campus, and so time exam we want to exam cards, right?
Yeah.
And I remember this one period, sikuwa nime clear school fees. The school fees that I was told God will provide. So sikuwa nime clear school fees, and imefika, it's actually on Friday, and the exams zinaanza Monday. So exam cards zilikuwa zinapewa no this Friday, right? And hizo to me nimesoma exam, but I have not cleared my school fees. So at the back of my mind I know you're not doing this exam, because how are you doing it now? Unalipa school fees, hauna exam card, hauna all these things. So I remember I was so stressed. Nilikuwa guys, anyways, I was stressed, but I was like now questioning whatever my dad had told me, because I'm like, no, you told me God that I provide, so why is God not coming through right now? And some point we quickly forget what God can do, and we limit him to what we think he can do and how he's supposed to do it. So I remember that time I was so stressed, nimetoka kusoma exam, feel kusoma tena. Then now my dad calls me, my spiritual dad, nikapitia kwake, and then he was like, umefanya exam? I was like sinajua tu stafanya. Nimesoma tu, but I will not do it. And then he just looked at me. I think he was just so patient. Aliniangalia, and then I was like, imagine you just do the exam. I'm like, what is this man telling me? Because honestly, looking at the facts, sijalipa school fees. Watu kila ukiingia kwa group, kila mtu ako like exam cards zimechelewa, exam cards zinafaa ziendewe this time, and I'm like, sasa stafanya tu exam. And then guess what, guys? That's me. I do the exam, nime relax. Friday kaisha, watu wanasema exam cards hazikuwa processed. And then I just that the whole weekend I was still not at peace. Like I think walai sisi already okay, nacheka ndo nisilie, so bear with my laughter. So this period Friday imeisha, so I'm at least relieved. I'm like, kama exam card hajapeana Friday, hawezi peana weekend, so most probably hawatapeana Monday. We have a paper on Monday, so I'll probably manage to do the paper ya Monday, and then that's it. Weekend imekuja, bado niko too stressed. The human mind, I'm still stressed. So ikafika fast forward, ikafika Monday, they text in the group, we'll do the exam cards zimechelewa, tutapewa exam cards after. Do you know guys, tulimaliza exam bila exam cards. And I was like, enyewe mimi nilikuwa nangoja God ulipe school fees, but I just
he worked in other ways.
I managed to do my exams bila kulipa school fees, and the testimony of how that school fees was paid, story for another day. But just answering you, I doubted. Now that confirms. I doubted.
You really doubted that
I
statement.
really did.
And what did you acquire, or what did you from that whole experience? Now what have you, nini character gani ume acquire? Like, is there somebody anakwambianga sasa I've learned patience ama resilience ama what have you in that process?
Me next time I'm hosting you alone.
No, it's interesting because the other day I was reading like in this book of where Joshua told they were going in a battle, so Joshua tells God to stop the sun from moving and the moon from Nini, and God did that for him. So I was like, there's nothing there's nothing big or small for God that he can't do for you, because and it has never been heard in the Bible. Like it was only in that incident here, Joshua, and he was fighting the kings and the people of that country.
Tumepata context.
So I was like, so if God can do this for Joshua, so it means I can ask anything from him na nifanyie.
Exactly.
There's nothing small or big kwa God. You just have to ask it. You just have to ask.
Kwanza unakumbuka zile tuambia ndi until now you have not asked anything. I was like, yo. Funny.
So
but well, tutamtoa set next time, me notice. But I think I've said it, the whole aspect of learning to trust God. Like I feel like before then, unajua kuna vitu unasemanga but you really don't know the impact of them. Ukisema you fully rely in God, kwanza amplified inakuanga imetumia rely, cling to, trust in. So when you're saying that statement, you don't know the impact of it because everything else around seem to enough flow. But when now it comes to you now applying your scripture, by the way you're supposed to trust in God. I think I learned that your period yote, and it's something that has really been of help to me even now as I'm trying to navigate my life now, just to establish foundations kwa life yangu. Ile position ya whether God can be trusted, and it is especially just knowing huyu mse anakupenda. This God loves you, and if someone loves you, kama wewe unaweza nipenda na ufikirie kunifanyia small things like just treating this person, you love your man and you're just so obsessed over them, no, what about God? If he loves you, nini haezi fanya for you? I feel like just knowing that by the God ananipenda inakupenda the confidence of he can never let go. So I think that's basically it for me. And we are wrapping it up here, guys. Before nianze kuuliza maswali mingi.
It was an interesting story.
Yes. I feel like
stories.
Yes. I feel like we've been so silent. So you to wrap here up. What's your take homes from this conversation?
My take homes from this conversation: trust in God fully. Okay, sometimes tunaweza dhani tuna doubt, but hiyo iko tu kwa akili, because nimesikiza hiyo story yako in that season. Maybe kuna point ulikuwa umefika like you want to give up and you had all the reasons to give up but you didn't give up, and then God ali work out beyond your doubt. Ulikuwa usha doubt, maybe unaona umefika kwa kona, but God was patient, and then he didn't he overlooked past your doubt, and maybe sometime ulikuwa na waver in your belief, but he did it. So guys, hata kama unaona kama una doubt sometime, God is faithful, and God is beyond our doubts. God is beyond God is faithful. Acha tu ni wrap it up na. God is faithful, and then nimelearn pia patience in all these transitions. Kitu yenye nime observe pia yenye maybe amjongelelea ni patience. Yay!
Wow. Akirapia up on patience, I'm like, that's a long story, because most of the time I fight with when do I know that I'm actually being patient on God and I'm delaying. That's a whole conversation, which I think we'll have to sit down again and talk about. Your Turu statement.
My home take.
Your Turu.
I think it's the whole aspect. Actually, your story has inspired me, even as I'm still trying to navigate this life. God, trusting in God. Na resilience nenye you are not giving up. Yeah, in your story it reflects so much on like you are even yes, you see you were at the point you had all the reasons to give up. You had like if you would sit somebody who does not know God and tell them, you see this, I don't have school fees, there's nobody who is no job, no nothing, they could really support you in your giving up journey. But you see like you had all the reasons to give up, but you didn't give up. So I think that is it resilience really? I don't know. Yeah, but some yeah, so and it also reflects on how you have been patient with God, like to let you have allowed him to work in you so that things can align in his path and not your path.
I don't love how she's referring to me because but I think we are all learning. It's a learning space, and the important part is picking up the lessons and just being someone better from your experiences and all that. Because kama kuna kitu niliambiwa kitambo na nikaona, but it's a very not so good thing, it's the victim mindset. Ile you're holding on to something uko like you unaona hivi unabebanga baggage kwa like because I it really niuma it really so you want everyone else to resonate with that but you're not doing anything about it. But all in all, guys, thank you for tuning into the Convo Space. It's been an exciting, emotional and all that space and that conversation, but we have learned a lot. I hope you've learned something. I also want to hear from you your experiences with transitions and what you will tell someone who is transiting, probably career wise, job wise, career wise, relationship wise, marriage wise. What would you tell? Atujongelelea marriage because as you can see we are just with 16. So what would you tell someone kama usha transit in marriage? What's the one thing you tell people about transition? But I think for us we've learned that so far. We're still learning. Tutarudi hapa tena kuambia transition za harusi.
Yay.
We'll be back. But that's basically our experiences. You can have yours, you don't have to have ours, but you can learn something from ours. Right? Otherwise, adios. Don't forget to subscribe, join the big family. Let's get to learn and grow together, and you might be next in this story, right? Bye. DM hapo tu tuambie you have a story to share. Bye guys.
Okay.